Alright lads, this is the third time I've tried to record this video, so I'm just going to mow through it because I keep messing it up. It's going to be super easy to follow. Basically what we're going to do is break down the Kilo 141 and the Kilo 141 versus the XM4. It's going to be super easy to follow. I'm going to pull up a screenshot real quick because I'm getting impatient trying to record this video, but I don't want it to come across like that. So I'm going to give you the information as quickly, as snappy as possible. And in return, I would appreciate it if you subscribed, or even you might be a bit iffy about subscribing right now, but I'm just letting you know in the bottom right there's a wolf logo. If you tap that pop-up at any time throughout the video where you feel like you might want to subscribe, that's how you'll do it. And a pop-up will come up, you can click it and subscribe. Don't even have to click off the video. So I'll leave you with that option in hand, and I'm going to start pulling up some screenshots now and going in depth. First of all, I want to give credit to gundata.com because they have all the stats for every COD gun, so that's where I'm getting my information from. So let's get going. Pulling up a screenshot right now of the Kilo 141. It has a fire rate of 751 rounds per minute, has a headshot damage of 42, chest, stomach and extremities all deal 28 damage to them parts of the body. The aim down sight is 238 milliseconds. The movement is going to be 4.659 meters per second. The reload time is 2.36 seconds. The tac sprint to fire time is 392 milliseconds. The hipfire area is 16.5 pixels squared. The aim down sight movement speed is 2.36 meters per second. Bullet velocity is 720 meters per second. Mag size is 30. Sprint to fire time is 263 milliseconds, and it's gonna have no open bolt delay. That's because it doesn't have a bolt. That's only for sniper rifles. When you cock the bolt back, how long it takes to rechamber a shot. So obviously the Kilo is not going to have that effect. So there are all the stats for the Kilo. We're going to move on to the XM4 right now. I'm going through it a bit fast. I'll go real slow for the XM4 and you'll understand it, but don't worry, you don't need to be taking notes of any of these numbers I'm going to be giving out, because I'm going to break them all down at the end. So that's what you have to stay tuned to. So I'm going to pull up the screenshot of the XM4 with a fire rate of 722 rounds per minute, a headshot of 42, chest, stomach and extremities are all 30, so you can tell straight away that they have the same headshot damage, which is a bit unusual. But obviously Activision, Treyarch, whoever we're working with here, Infinity Ward, I still don't know who we're working with, but they've all decided to sync the weapons up pretty good. But to be honest, it doesn't really feel like that. It feels like the Modern Warfare guns are still meta. That's just my opinion, but I'm going to keep going with it. The ADS time is 300 milliseconds. The movement is 4.59 meters per second. The reload time is 2.6 seconds. The tac sprint to fire time is 0 milliseconds. The hipfire area is actually the same. I know it says 0 there, but trust me, every gun in Warzone has a 16.5 pixel hipfire box by default. Every assault rifle, I mean, has that. And not every gun. I know that because I've done these types of videos before and I know my shit, so I feel comfortable saying that. Carrying on. Aim down sight movement is going to be 1.81 meters per second. Bullet velocity is going to be 550 meters per second, which is shit compared to the Kilo and every other gun from Modern Warfare. The mag size is 30. Sprint to fire time is 400 milliseconds, and the open bolt delay is 0 milliseconds. So I don't know, you might not be able to notice it straight away because you don't have the two screenshots up at the same time, but I will be doing that in a minute. And basically the XM4 is lacking. Like when I do this full breakdown now in a second, you'll see how terrible it is, but almost like it's unfair. But that's my opinion anyway, that's my biased opinion, but when I show the stats you can trust to believe me or not. So on the left we're going to have the Kilo 141 stats, and then on the right we're going to have the XM4 stats. And basically I'm not reading out any stats. Basically what I'm going to do is just, them screenshots are up there, so basically when you look at the Kilo on the left, when you look at the fire rate up at the top of that screenshot, it says 751 RPM, and then you go over to the XM4 and it's 722 RPM. So you can clearly see that the Kilo has a faster fire rate. That's all I'm going to be doing right now. It's just going through both of them and breaking them down. I'm not even going to go through them. I'm just going to read out the heading and tell you which one has the better advantage in that category. So obviously fire rate, the Kilo wins there by about 30 rounds per minute, which isn't too bad, you know, for the XM4. It's not putting the XM4 in the grave yet. The headshot damage are both equal for both guns. Then chest, stomach and extremities, the XM4 wins by 2 damage. Now look, I'll be able to turn that around in a minute. And 2 damage, trust me, it's not that much. But watch what I can do later in the video to, not like attachment wise or anything, but just to change your opinion on why the XM4 actually doesn't have 2 more damage. It does, but it doesn't make it more of an advantage for it. You'll see in a minute. Moving on, the aim down sight. The Kilo can aim down sight faster, so that's going to win that. The Kilo also has more movement speed, so basically that means when you run with the Kilo out, you can run faster. So that's always a big advantage to have. Same with the reload time, the Kilo reloads faster. The tac sprint to fire time, the Kilo is going to win that because they haven't found it for the XM4 yet. I forgot to say that when I went through it a second ago. They didn't find the tac sprint to fire for the XM4 yet because I'm making this kind of just as Cold War went over to Warzone. So basically in Cold War you will know that there's no tac to sprint. So they haven't really figured out that that calculation yet because this is only basically a new update on their site. So we were just going to give it to the Kilo because if the Kilo has, well, I haven't gotten to it yet, but the Kilo does have a faster normal sprint to fire time. So if it has a normal sprint to fire time and it's faster, trust me, it's going to have a faster tac sprint to fire time. Because I've done enough of these videos to know, okay? So trust me on that. Obviously the hipfire area, like I said earlier, is 16.5 pixels squared, so they're equal. The aim down sight movement goes to the Kilo because it can move faster while aim down sight. The bullet velocity goes to the Kilo. It wins by 200 meters per second. So this is what I was talking about earlier when I said I might be able to flip it, your opinion around. When the Kilo shoots a bullet, it's traveling 200 meters per second faster. So if you're holding the trigger down, as well as having a faster fire rate as well, okay, and less recoil. But when you hold the trigger down, the bullets are actually moving through the air faster, so they're going to register quicker. So when you have the XM4 and you're doing that, I know it does 2 extra damage, but the Kilo's bullets are moving 200 meters faster per second. That's insane, you know. So the Kilo, if you hit 2 shots with the Kilo, it almost does double the damage of 1 shot with the XM4. So that's where I feel the Kilo really has gotten its meta play from, even from back in the old Warzone. And that's where the Kilo got meta, became meta after the Bruin got knocked down. But carrying on anyway, the mag size is equal. Sprint to fire time goes to the Kilo, and open bolt delay, it's the same. They're equal, about 0 milliseconds because they don't have a bolt. But if you noticed, I didn't call out the XM4 for any one of them. The Kilo won on every platform, on every category, other than the categories that they were equal. But the XM4 never exceeded the Kilo in any singular attachment slot, or I don't even know what you call it, like stat. Yeah, in any stat, it didn't exceed it. They were basically, the Kilo is the way better gun. I always knew it from the start. You can feel it when you use it, but I'm just putting the information out there with numbers and facts rather than guesswork, just for anyone that's on the fence. The Kilo arguably still the best gun. I would like to do the Kilo versus the Krig, or the MP5 versus the Modern Warfare MP5 versus the Cold War MP5. I can feel that would be a good video, but it's up to the people that is watching right now. You gotta hit that like button, you gotta hit the sub button. I didn't say it at the start, but it would mean a lot to me if you click the wolf logo on the bottom right of the screen. It will bring up a pop-up allowing you to subscribe. So all you have to do is tap the button that says subscribe, and you're part of the family. That's all you gotta do to stay tuned for the next video. Obviously hit that like button. That's always a big W for me, and obviously for other people as well, because it's gonna get the video out to more people, so more people will figure it out. And then drop comments, please, man. If you want to see another video, let me know, because I'm on the fence about making another one. So only if people want to see it, I will make another one. So you gotta let me know. Just give a request, say MP5 or Krig 6. Krig 6 VS, like type Krig 6 versus Kilo, or just MP5. I don't know what you mean by that. So whatever one you want to see next, let me know, and I'll honestly do it. If one person says it, I'm going to be doing it, so it's worth commenting, trust me. Look at that beam. I'm a monster. Look at me pulling him out of the air. I think I'll lose this fight. I remember this game. This is gameplay I just had splashed. Yeah, that was terrible. That was a terrible. I should have. Look at my hands. Look, I'm smashing shit up in the background. Ripped the headset off. Right, I'm out of here. Hope you enjoyed. I try to keep it as short as possible, and thank you for watching. I'm going to roll the outro.